You want to be an architect,
Maybe a truck driver?
maybe a realtor.
Something in the medical field?
Huh. Listen to Career Paths Unedited on that.
Thursdays.
Oh.
Alright, we're good.
All right. Welcome to Career Paths. I'm your host, Victor Boudreau. Our guest today, are you waving? Our guest right now is Ben Toombs. He was just waving at me. Are you waving at me at the rest of the people that can't see you that listen to the podcast right now?
Career Paths I care about.
This is Career Paths by Infonet. So, I've known Ben for a while, too long.
Quit telling people.
I know, right? So, Ben, what's your title? You work for the Spokane City Water Department, correct?
Yep.
You've worked for the Parks Department and gone back for it because of whatever situation's going on. What is your official title right now?
The grounds facility foreperson.
Thank you. Look at that.
You're welcome.
I
practiced that.
You did. We both did because I can't remember. What was it again?
Oh.
Give us a little bit about yourself. Age, rank, serial number, anything else?
What?
What?
I'm 43. I started working for the city when I was 20 or 24 in 2000.
So were you 20 or 24?
24.
Were you 20 or 24?
In 2000, I was 24.
So
yeah.
Okay, so what did you, in 2000 when you started with, was it the Parks Department or Water Department? Water Department back then.
Yeah.
How did that come about? Did you just fall into it? Did you know somebody that was into it?
Yeah, kind of. My neighbor next door, Wayne Brown, worked for the Water Department, and I had worked for Schweitzer as a lifty, snowboarding for a living, and I came home and needed a job. He's like, hey, I can probably get you on as a seasonal, so.
And they do that. They do a lot of seasonal help for Parks and Water to get through that, right?
Yeah.
Summer and spring and fall.
Yeah.
So they hire seasonal because actually I did that at one time, didn't I?
Yeah, I believe you did.
Yes, I did. So it didn't go very well the last time, but that's all right.
None of the times I worked with you did.
Guess that's why I don't work for the Parks and Water Department anymore. So,
but it was fun.
Yeah, we do have fun. So, how would somebody look today if they wanted? They'd probably have to start out as seasonal to get on the Parks and Water Department to work for the city at this point. Correct?
That's the easiest way. But
okay.
Yeah, you can sign up on the city websites, take tests, and get on the list, because the lists are good for 2 years. So you might even forget you even take the test.
Right.
And they'll call you one day and, hey, you want an interview?
Now, if that's just for the seasonal, correct? Or that's anything?
No, that's permanent.
Oh, okay. So if you get on let's step back, because you started as seasonal.
Yep.
If you got on a seasonal, then did somebody come up and go, hey, you would be good for this? So at that point, you have to take a test from the city to progress and get to be a permanent employee?
Yeah, you'd go take like the L1 test or the Janet custodial test or whatever it is.
Whatever you want to look
then,
for.
Yeah, you get put, just like I had to take the test Wednesday for my position.
Right, okay, your new position, which was, what was that again?
You didn't write that down? You're horrible. Grounds facility foreperson. I hate you. Is this on?
I knew it was going to be this kind of.
I don't even know why you asked.
So, off the top. So you could just like Google Spokane City, or if they were like in Seattle.
SpokaneCity.org. Yep.
Or if it was in Seattle or LA or something like that, probably the same situation.
Same, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Government.
Was it just because you were looking for a job at the time that you kind of fell into it? Because my question is, what inspired you? So what inspired you was money and a job?
Yeah, basically.
No, I get it. That's the thing. Sometimes things happen, fall into a situation where you're not looking, but you got to pay the bills. You got to eat.
I wasn't looking to find you, you know.
So
look how lucky I am.
And here you are. on the show. How
Are we done?
are you through yet?
How you doing?
I'm doing great. Nice sip of my drink. You're gonna drive me to drinking. So over the years, how many tests do you think you've taken to progress? Because you're seasonal starting with, and you've been a permanent city employee for years now. Because wow. So how many tests do you think you've taken along the way to progress with what you've done within your what you're doing?
Luckily, I haven't had to take too many. The L1, the L2 test, and then irrigation specialist.
Wow.
And that's where I've been for 15 years.
Right, and that's how I met you originally, was through the irrigation thing.
Yeah.
So the test you just took this last Wednesday. What was the official title of it, or what was the test?
Really?
Was it?
We're on there again.
Yes, as a matter of fact.
Grounds facility foreperson.
How hard? How many questions was on? How long does this test take you? I mean, granted, I assume it took you like most of the day, knowing you, but the normal person.
Well, I just sharpen my crayons. They only give you 2 hours, and it's 100 questions.
Okay.
So yeah, it took me 4.5 hours.
There'll be a lot of editing on this one. So, what other training have you had on irrigation? Because that's what you do. You do work with irrigation in parks. I know you've done parks. You've done other common areas within the city. What other training have you had?
The one that benefited me the most was definitely the irrigation auditing. That was
that through the city?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what did that, off the top of your head, what did that teach you, and what do you remember from that really helped you as the profession that you do?
I think everybody that does irrigation should go through that class, because there were so many holes that I didn't know even existed until I went through that, and it just like filled in so many blanks.
That makes sense. Give me an example that comes to mind that you learned at that point, taking that test or going through
just
that.
the whole distribution uniformity and being able to figure out the precip rate, and just
a lot of people are going to listen and go, precip. That's all right if you don't know, but it helps basically keep things green, keeps the efficiency of using less water.
Yeah, you don't need to water more than you need to water. Basically.
Exactly, and people assume the more water, the more green. That's so false.
Yeah.
Okay. What obstacles along the way have you faced doing what you do?
Other than that, what? Nothing.
Man. That was good.
Thank you.
And how did you move past that problem?
Well, I quit coming over here, but
that would probably help. Jeez. So, what was the hardest part of any of your training that you've gone through in the last 20 years? What would you say the hardest part of doing what you do? What's the hardest part of the training or schooling, education for your job?
Right now, it's figuring out CityWorks.
CityWorks.
Yeah, that's because basically every day I got to make work orders for everything.
Oh, okay.
And it's just
all the paperwork basically.
Good Lord. I spend all day at a computer now.
Wow, and you suck at that.
Yeah.
And yet they gave you the job anyway.
I need an extra thumb.
I'm not going to even go there because on the podcast they can't tell, but for the unedited video that we'll eventually release, you suck.
Behind the scenes.
You suck. You suck. What's the best part about your job at this point? Over the years, what would you say the best part of your job? What's the funnest that you would say?
Not working with you right now.
And I invited him. I invited him.
I know, huh?
Yeah, so what else besides that? Besides me? After that?
It's a great, stable place to work. I mean, I enjoy everybody I work with, and
for the most part.
And we get to deliver the cleanest water in the nation, probably the world.
Wow. Really, Spokane?
Yep.
Wow. Wow. What challenges? So, anybody listen to the podcast? Look, Ben, you have a deformity on your left arm from birth, and I know, right? And we made fun of it, and he's not sensitive about it. Ben and I go way back. It's like he has so many other, and I'm going to be nice. You have so many other
Stop
pluses.
it.
I know, right?
That's weird.
What did you have any challenges with that going through doing what you do now? For the most part, you don't, because it's not a problem to you. I know
No.
this about you. It's like, whatever, I'll take care of it. I'll figure it
I
out
mean,
and make it
the-
happen.
The number one question I get is what it's like to have one arm. I don't know what it's like
To have two arms.
Yeah, what's
Yeah,
it like having two?
exactly.
I have no.
Exactly. You just deal with what you deal with. Yeah, exactly.
Get on
I
with
just-
it.
I was just wondering if you ever thought about it, watching this, like, yeah, you got to look at times and go, well, it might be a little easier.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
But
hell yeah.
overall, it's like, that's the way it is.
Yep. But
Yeah, what do you do?
yeah.
Okay.
How many times did we look at it going, I wish I had 3 arms?
Yeah, no, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So you just figure it out and figure out what you got to do to make it happen. What about your career you dislike? Anything that stands out in your mind besides working with me?
No, I fixed that a while ago.
I know.
So. I don't know. Sometimes dealing with the public.
Yeah, that's almost any time.
There's as well as I do. There's always somebody angry, no
Yep.
matter what you do. So.
What about your career gets you excited to go to work every day? Besides, I guess you already kind of answered that, but what else stands out in your mind that when you do something, you have a customer and they actually appreciate? Would you say maybe that's it?
Yeah. Every once in a while, we'll get calls and people actually thank us.
Right.
I'm thinking I'm gonna be answering a call for somebody being angry.
Right.
But they're just like, oh, I wanted to say thank you. And,
It definitely makes a
occasionally,
difference.
yeah.
It does happen.
Yeah.
It'd be nicer if people would actually, instead of bitching all the time, they'd actually, reward you by just a compliment or let people know.
Yeah. I mean, because I'm short 7 people.
Wow. This year for seasonal and all that. Wow.
Yeah.
You know what? You almost called me that one time. So obviously you
Yeah.
were hard up.
I'm not gonna.
Yeah. No, I get it.
Never gonna do that again.
No. What about your job in the office now? Because you've moved up, so you have to do more of the paperwork, computer work, whatever, or out in the field. I already know the answer, but what do you prefer? In the office or out in the field?
Definitely the field. I'd rather be digging ditches, but
It's just part of the job now.
yeah.
Doing both. What would you say is the biggest misconception about your job?
I'm suing.
What? I'm sorry, what? What's the biggest misconception you think the public would say about your job, being in the water department, dealing with parks and all the whatever?
That we don't do anything.
Right. Well, there you go.
I mean, I don't know what they think we do, but
Right.
people are like, yeah, you dug up my yard a week ago. Why isn't it fixed? It's like, yeah, well, we got to let it settle for at least 3 weeks. So,
Yeah, because you're not always doing just little trenches like six to a foot down for little lines. You're going up to 5, 6, 7, 8 feet down sometimes.
yeah,
Yeah, because
when they're replacing services,
right.
yeah.
Is money okay? I'm not asking you.
I'll take
You want money? Yeah.
Oh, that's not what you're asking?
Well, yeah. Well, I don't need to know how much, but you do all right financially for income.
Yeah.
And you have benefits.
Yeah.
That's always helpful. And you have a family. Shh. Okay. Shh. What's the most?
Crap, dude,
I know they're hiding in the back.
some of them are.
Yes, you brought your family with you.
And they're staying here.
So anyway, what
Where's
advice?
my child support?
You know, it's in the mail. It's on the computer like the rest of the stuff you've done.
See?
What advice would you give anybody that might be interested in either working for the city or working in the irrigation parks department? What you do, or what advice would you give someone?
Just take tests, take all the tests you can, and I don't know, work hard.
That's part
Learn everything you can.
What other career, if you could? We'll side off real fast. You do other stuff, and you're doing your ironworks.
Blacksmithing?
Yeah, blacksmithing. Give me a little bit about that. You do have you guys do a show, or because I know you've sent me stuff, but I'm so busy I don't get time to look at stuff. If you want to plug that, plug it right now.
I don't know, just look up my name. I got a
Ben Toombs.
Yep.
Spell it.
TEEN TOOMBS.
Okay.
Yep.
Google that or
yeah, it's all
and blacksmithing.
YouTube. Karma's on there.
Nice. One of
She's
your daughters, or one of
she's
my
a-
daughters.
Yeah, one of your daughters.
What other career would you like to?
There you go.
Yeah, you made me the for my barbecue, the poker turn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, your steak turner.
Yeah, I got it. I use it. Yeah.
You're
So,
handy.
I know. Should I be? Are you trying to get money out of me? Because I don't have any money.
So I'm threatening you. Wait, you got money?
Yeah, no. You know better. I don't have money. You've known me long enough. I don't have much at all. What other career would you like to try, other than any other dream career that you would have, if you could?
Ideally, blacksmithing
Nice.
would be.
But you're doing some of that. That's what you
Yeah.
do. You do the waterworks. That's your job. That's your career
Yeah.
at this point, because it's taking care of you.
It funds everything
It
else.
does.
Yeah.
And so your blacksmithing is your passion.
Yeah.
Anything
Yeah.
else? Any other advice you'd like to give anybody that would want to get in blacksmithing or into?
Just do it.
There you go.
I mean, that's what Chrissy looked at me, and she always.
Chrissy is
knew.
your woman.
Yeah.
I just want to.
My better half.
Yeah, you're much better half.
Yeah, she knew I always wanted to do it. She just looked at me one day and she's like, "Shut up and do it."
Exactly.
I'm like, "All right."
Uh-oh, I can hear people in the background. There are kids talking in the background.
No way.
Can you hear
I
them on
thought I
that?
sold them.
Can you hear that on the pod?
Probably.
Probably.
Yeah.
You can deal with it or not. Whatever. Nice. Well, anything else? That was almost too quick, too easy.
Mm-hmm.
What was that? Like, you were too easy. Have you been told that before?
Yeah.
You're almost to 17 minutes.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. We'll leave it at that.
So you get about four minutes worth of.
Maybe if we're lucky. Not even that. Not with you.
After editing.
Yeah, after editing. I am your host, Victor Boudreau. Our guest today was Ben Toombs, who works for Spokane Water Department.
Yep.
And your title once again is?
Grounds facility for the person.
Oh my goodness.
I thought you wrote that down.
I don't know how to write. That's part of the problem, is why I can't take tests. I don't know how to write. That's why I talk and try to talk. I know, exactly.
Would you clean up your mess?
Whoops. Thank you for listening in. I don't even know. I'm at a loss. Thank you for listening to Career Paths by Infonet. It's your life. Make it happen. Thanks, Ben. Stay out of trouble.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye-bye.